Hi, my name is Manuel Marthal,
Are you ready?
host of Life of a Filmmaker and Photographer. I'm an up-and-coming filmmaker photography. Come and walk with me as I navigate through this filming industry and watch me make it to the top. See you soon. Hey, how you guys doing? All right, so this your host, Manuel Marthal, Life of Filmmaking Photography. I got one of the dopest people, one of the main people who inspired me to do podcasts, to get into doing filming, like behind the scenes, and to do photography. I want to introduce my boy Ty. Ty, welcome to the world.
Hey, what's going on, man? Thanks for having me.
All right, Ty. So tell everybody about yourself.
Okay. So I own FlashFilm Academy, which is a online academy that helps photographers and videographers think about and understand the business side of things. So, it's a lot of people that talk about, pretty pictures and how to expose this and expose that and what gear to buy, but nobody teaches you how to buy that gear. Like what, the behind the scenes stuff, the ugly truth. So I when I started my company, which is FlashFilm Media, I was looking for resources to learn about it. And there just was none. The only resources I found was, how to maybe get on set, making coffee and work your way up to be something on set. But there was not anything out about how to build and structure a business to do this on your own. So as I started growing my business, I started, taking notes and noticing what worked and what didn't work. I started reading books and paying for mentors until I got to the point where I learned to be consistent with my business, and I learned to grow my business. And it it went huge. Like, it was way beyond what I believed I could do. I thought I just had a side hustle. And I built a full-fledged business that continues to grow year over year. I mean, our first year, I want to say we did maybe six figures in our first year. Like, when things started to click, it was six figures in the first year. And it just doubled pretty much every year after that.
Nice. What made you got into doing photography and film?
I was always a camera guy. Like, I always took pictures. I just, I always had my dad camcorder. I always filmed. I always was into editing. And I went to school for broadcasting a little bit, but then I stopped because, I was told to get a real job. Like a lot of people who love to do this, they're told to get a real job. And I did that.
About that.
I did that up until I was 28. And I was working for AT&T, and they was getting ready to lay us off. I remember because they were merging with Bell South. And I drove past an Army recruiting station one day, and I just stopped in there. I just want to see what y'all, I played with a lot of G.I. Joes. I was a big Call of Duty fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, let me see what y'all talking about.
True.
So, you know what I'm saying? So they made me an offer I couldn't refuse. And I'll give you a real good juicy story, but they made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So my goal was to go in as a medic because the job I wanted, a photographer, videographer, was not available, right? Because I figured, hey, if I can go in the Army doing it, I got a real job and I'm doing what I love, but it wasn't available. They didn't have any slots open for it. Like I called, like I was calling Washington, D.C. to talk to congressmen about the jobs that were like, that's how bad I wanted it. And it was like, nah, it's nothing available. The Army have 12 slots for that job. And they're filled. So I was like, okay, well, what job can I get that where if I get out, I know I'll always have a job. So I took healthcare specialist, right? Which you think is, they show you the video and the guys are like in the military scrubs, they're in the hospital, they're safe, they're taking, temperatures and stuff. And when I got there, I noticed it was a combat medic. You wasn't in the hospitals, like you was out and about. And I'm like, oh snap, like I don't know if this is what I want to do. Plus, when I was going through training, I never forget, as I went through training, the sergeants would always put new pictures on the wall. And I'm like, hey, who are these guys? Like maybe they outstanding, soldiers or whatever. And I'm like, nah, these are the dudes that died in combat. And I'm like, huh? Like, and it was like, yeah, Johnson just graduated 6 months ago. And I'm like, he gone already? But at the time, over in Afghanistan, you know, they knew that if they shot the medic, then the mission was over. So if there was a squad that was out on a mission, they just find the person with the biggest backpack and take him out. Because if you take out a sergeant, the next person step up. You take out that person, the next person step up. So it's kind of like, it's kind of like I don't want to do that. You got the biggest backpack. So what I did was another crazy story inside of the story. A friend of mine who I went to basic training with, who failed medic training, like I was number 2 in the class, who failed medic training. He said, hey man, when I went to go choose the jobs to switch to, your job was on the list. I was like, huh? The job you wanted was on the list because we had talked about it. Photographer, videographer. So I'm like, wait. You failed and they gave you the opportunity to pick that job? And he was like, yeah. So I went back and I failed on purpose. I got my test and I put A, B. So true story. So
It like bumped that. I mean, my life.
right. I wanted, you know what I'm saying? So not only that, so I had a crowd of people like I'm preaching to, like, yo, we got to get out of here. Like, we gonna die. Like, I had a crowd that was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm standing on the mailbox with a crowd. Like, yo, they bamboozled us. We gotta get out of this. And they're like, yeah. So again, me and a few of my friends were in there failing the test. So I had a sergeant pull me out of class one day and say, hey, you went from being number 2 in our class to now you failing. And on your last test, you just circled all A's because it was multiple choice. And I told him, I said, yeah, this ain't for me. I'm trying to do something different, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking he gonna be like, okay, I get it. Let's get you in something that fits you better. This is what you want to do, blah, blah, blah. He was like, hey. He was like, listen here, I'm gonna give you these 2 sandbags. And you're gonna carry them until you change your mind. Right? You're gonna carry them with you in everything that you do until you change your mind. And I was like, okay. So dude gave me the sandbags. I carried them sandbags for like 4 days straight. Right? And I took them everywhere with me. Cause I was like, you're not gonna break me. So they ended up letting me out. I ended up going to a unit where you get to pick the job you want, which you got to pick 5 jobs. You don't get to pick 1. So I picked the 5 jobs. It was my number 1 job. End up getting it. They sent me out to DC or Maryland to go and report so I could start training on that job. I get there and they're like, oh, there's a mistake. It's 122 of y'all. We only got 12 slots. Like, it was a glitch. Like, all y'all got to reclass to something else. And I was like, dude, just chapter me out the military. Like, if I can't get this job, I don't want to be here. So they ended up like holding me over until the next class started and I got in. And, kind of the rest is history. I was one of the top, combat photographers in my battalion. Just kind of blew up. I mean, my name outranked my rank. So I was able to work on projects that I wasn't even like, I would get people who had higher rank that would fall under me as a private because of my work. And you get a lot of hate for that because they feel like, you know what I'm saying, who is this guy? But I ended up having a blast in the military and just having fun and pretty much doing what I want to do, man. I had an office with ESPN. My feet was kicked up like it was straight. The only reason I got out is because I landed a job with Red Bull. Red Bull came on base and I shot for him and I couldn't get paid for it because I was using military equipment. I was on base. I was in uniform. So I just sent them the pictures and got their business card. And it was like, the moment you get out, we hire you. So when it was time for me to renew, I was talking with Red Bull, and Red Bull had offered me more money than I made in the military in 1 year for like 1 weekend worth of work. Literally, it was like a clear sign, like, yo, get out. And that's what I did. I ended up getting out. And you know, getting out, working for them off and on. And then I took a job with the corporate office of TGI Friday. I was brought in to do some photography with them. Ended up doing photo and video and social media and all kind of stuff, just growing from there. And then when they downsized, people went in different directions, and I had a bunch of companies like, yo, we want you over here, we want you over there. So I ended up like, you know, they were just offering me money. So I would go and work for Texas Instruments for a minute. And then I went and worked for Dell. And then I started thinking like, how can I get checks from all of these companies at once? Like I'm not really doing 40 hours worth of work. How can I get checks from everybody? So that's where I really started the company, because I knew the need that corporate America had for content. I knew what they were willing to pay, and I wanted to build a company that can help solve those problems. And companies buy from companies; they don't buy from people. So I had to work on building up my brand to be respected by those companies. And as I did it, I just landed more and more clients, bigger clients. You know, Google's and University of North Texas, University of Kentucky. I just started, you know, landing, you know, we were just recently finished working with Spectrum. You know, we just started working with bigger and bigger clients.
Nice. That's dope. That's real dope. Okay, so for those who don't know, where you from?
I'm originally from Detroit.
What up, though?
What up, though? Yes, sir.
Yeah, from Chicago, Detroit.
That's what's up, yeah.
And where you at now?
I'm in Dallas now.
Me too.
Oh, straight up?
How long you been in Dallas?
I've been in Dallas since I got out the military in like 2013.
Okay, I've been in Dallas in September last year.
Okay, how you like it, sir?
Man, this is my first summer, man.
Oh yeah, so it's gonna be hot for that first year. You gotta adjust. That first year it's weird because you like it's Thanksgiving and we in shorts. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute. Yeah.
That is exactly what I said when I was at work. Because I got a job transfer. So we standing outside, and I'm just talking to my employees. I'm like, so when it's gonna snow? They looking at me like, no, we don't want that. We don't want that. And I'm like, man, it's hot out here. Like,
it's gonna be like,
this your first winter? I'm like, yeah. They're like, so have you do the summer yet? I'm like, no. And everybody that I've met since being in here, when they found out I haven't had my first summer, they laughed. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna see what you made of. Yep. And then it's like, I was like, okay, I gotta go to Chicago because I said I'm used to celebrating Christmas in snow, not in mud. Like, no, can't do it.
It'll grow on you though. It'll grow on you. Trust me.
Because it's just like when I'm driving, I see people got their Christmas decoration up. I'm like, there's no snow on the ground.
You're gonna get bougie. You're gonna get to the point where you don't want to touch no coat. Good thing about it too is all your nice coats and boots that you done brought from up north, they're gonna be nice forever. You never gonna need to buy new boots because you only gonna get to wear them for 2 weeks. All your nice Timberlands and Rockports or whatever, you're gonna be straight because they collect. I got so many that's just collecting dust, man. So.
Yeah, and then it was like, what was it like? I think it was like December, January. They had, it was like icy.
Yeah.
I think it was on the 635 expressway.
Yep.
And I'm seeing people getting stuck. And so, mind you, my car is from Chicago. So I'm just driving, like literally doing 80, looking at these people like, what? And everybody's looking, getting out their car like, this fool's about to hit something. He's gonna go in the ditch.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I got my tires from Chicago, y'all.
Yep. I'm cruising. You'll be surprised. It's just different, but I promise you, give it 2 years, you're gonna be extra bougie about cold. Like, I ain't going back to that. I don't go back home during the cold weather. It ain't happening for me.
Nah, I don't know, man. Cause I mean, I love the cold weather. Cause it was really between Dallas or Canada, which one, what I wanted to go to. And then when I found out that Texas has no state tax, I'm like, okay, let's run it. Hell yeah.
Let's
okay.
go.
Yeah.
It's a night and day difference.
Yeah. So it's nice. I love it down here. You know.
I love
I'm
that.
still trying to find all the great barbecue spots and soul food spots because it's like everything closed early. I'm like,
So let me give you the rundown on that real quick. I know we on the podcast talk about some of this, but those who are listening, let me give you the quick rundown. It's really simple.
Okay.
So Midwest barbecue, our idea of barbecue is ribs, good sauce, burgers. Down south idea of barbecue is different, right? It's offensive to put sauce on your meat. They're all about the smoke. They're all about the seasoning. They're all about the slow roasting. So their idea of barbecue is different. They're all about the pulled pork. They're about, things that sit and cook for 12 hours and that you can pull the meat off. I like my ribs a little tough. I feel like if I ain't got to fight with it, it ain't a good rib. And when it fall off the bone, I ain't too happy about that. Like, it's just the animal in me. I just want to, If you don't got no meat, right? If you don't got no meat stuck in your teeth when you're done, it wasn't a good rib. That's just me. But down here, they want the meat to fall off the bone. So it's different. And I've learned that because places where people say, this is really good barbecue, I get there and it's pulled pork and stuff. And I'm like, well, where's the good stuff at? So you got to find places that specialize in northern style barbecue where sauce is important. And just like when I lived in DC, theirs is almost a combination of the two. You know what I'm saying? But down south, it's all about the smoke. It's all about the seasoning. It's all about the tenderness of the meat. Like I said, if you come running with some barbecue sauce or somebody see you put barbecue sauce on it immediately, they get offended because they felt like, well, the meat may not be good. Kind of like a good steak.
That's a true story. That's what happened to me. I was like, that's some barbecue sauce? Because it just like, especially like from Chicago, we're known for our rib tips.
Yep.
So I'm asking, you guys got some rib tips? I'm like, what? And I was like, oh no, y'all ain't good. Y'all don't got no rib tips. Y'all ain't good.
Rib tips is frowned upon out here. It's like they look at it like the poor man's barbecue. You know what I'm saying? They look at it like the rib tips. I promise you.
Exactly.
It's an appetizer, if anything.
And then the Tex-Mex, and I'm still trying to get adjusted to it. I'm like, I want some authentic Mexican food.
You can get it. You got to go more Fort Worth. You can definitely get it.
Okay.
You can get it. I would say the Mexican food down here is a lot better than the Detroit area. I would say that.
Okay, what about soul food?
You got to go into the hood. It's there. You gotta just, you know what I'm saying? You got to be ready. You got to be ready. You can't be riding, leaving stuff in the car, doors unlocked. You got to be ready. You got to go back in Chicago mode to get it.
You.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you move to the South, you get a little lax. You get chilling. Like, I left my key in my car once. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that wouldn't flew in Detroit at all.
I haven't got there yet.
Oh, you'll be there. It's your first year. Trust me. By year 2, watch.
Yeah, because it's like September 20th will be my 1-year anniversary living here. And so, when you from, what I'm saying, from Chicago, Detroit up there, like when people's talking to you like strangers, you like, who are you? Like, I'm still in that mode. Like, people like, hey, how you doing? Like, in my business and so asking me questions.
Friendly. They too friendly at first.
Yeah, like what church you go to?
Yep.
Like, are you married? Like, who are you?
Right.
Yeah.
It's just it's different. Trust me, I know. Because when I moved originally from Detroit, I moved to Atlanta for a minute to try to go to school. And I joined the military from Atlanta, and then I ended up in Dallas. But yeah, everything it's gonna take about 2 years to adjust.
Okay. Cool. So, I see that you got an app.
Correct.
Like, when I seen it, like, I was like, oh, snap. Like, this dude got an app. Man, you make it, dude. Like,
man, we just trying to grow this thing, man. Just trying to grow it and just build it. And, I started FlashFilm Academy, and a friend of mine, I used to get so many comments and just have so many conversations with other people who were in the same boat. And a friend of mine was like, man, you should start a community. And I'm like, community? And then I was like, man, you're right. So I started a community, and the community started taking off, and I realized there was so many people who were in my same shoes. And it was also therapeutic for me to talk to people because I had to go through these failures alone. You know what I'm saying? Like your family around you don't understand what you're trying to do. They don't understand what you're doing. They don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people look down on photography or videography as if it's
Yep.
just a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
So to monetize it, you have to be around people who are serious about that. And you can't be around nobody that doubts your dreams. And family, you know, unknowingly doubt your dreams. So you got to be around people who you can have these conversations with. And as I started being around the community more, man, I just felt like more of me started to come out, because I was just around my people, my crowd, my crew. So I just been growing it, and yeah, the app was the next step, just to make it easier for people to access, the community, the courses, the content, and just, getting from just being on a website to being in their pocket and making it just easier for people to consume.
What made you decide to what made you like, man, you know what, I want to create an app? Because it just like I was just on Instagram and I just stumbled seen it and I was like, he got an app.
The more I'm working with people, the more I'm listening to just issues that they're having, like what's preventing people from being a part of this thing. Because I know that there is hundreds of millions of people around the world who is trying to, monetize their passion for photography or videography. Like, what is a crutch that's in the way? And some of it has to do with price. Some of it has to do with the ability to access the content. And I'm gonna tell you something that dawned on me that I just didn't think about was, we had courses for sale, we had websites and stuff, but what hit me was being Black and talking business. Man, I get so much love from like Africa. It's not even funny. I get so much love from Africa, and people saying, we never seen anybody who looked like you, who talk business, and we respect that, and we love you over here. And I was getting messages from countries that I've never heard of. I was like, your country is what? All in South America and just in Africa. And it was just like, wow. So I wanted to make it where, I made things more affordable, and I was able to get, everybody can't access the website all the time. Like, depending on what browser you're on, you may have issues. So it was just about, I got to make the investment to make it more accessible, and the app was the next step. I mean, we even toyed around with the idea of having like a Roku app or Apple TV app, but right now it's just Android and Apple app.
Okay, good. Cause I got both. I got Android and I got an iPhone. Good, so I'm good. Like how I landed into you was I was on YouTube, and so I started my company, and so originally I was a filmmaker. So I just hired crew members, and so I was just being a director, writing, and just doing everything else except operating the camera. And I didn't know nothing about photography at all. So my boy, he's a comedian. So he's also an actor. So I had him like, hey, Jeff, you mind doing some photo behind the scenes and so on the set? He's like, yeah, I got you. So when it was this time to for his scene, he was like, I want you do the camera, do the photos. So I'm like, okay, cool. So they rehearsing. I literally got he had a Canon. So I got the camera, and I'm literally trying to see how you open it. I'm like, okay, where the lens pop out? Because the last time I held a camera was one of those digital cameras. You just hit the power button and the camera pop out. And then he was like, all I heard was, what are you doing? I'm like, are you turning bad boy? They're like, oh, hell.
Behind the curve.
I'm like, no, give me my stuff. If you don't got money, like, no, this is my only baby. And then he was like, and he was roasting me, like everybody laughed at me. And I was like, you know what? Ain't nobody gonna laugh at me no more. So once he showed me how to turn it on and everything, I went on YouTube, like literally, I had a week off. I literally was doing like 12, 14 hours on YouTube, showing me how to do this, do that. I'm like, okay. And then then your page pops up, how to do the business side. And I was like, how to do the business side? Like, I didn't know they had a business. In my head, I'm like, I didn't know they had a business. I'm thinking that people that does cameras, they have like agents or somebody who take care of their job is, hey, need you to come on set, do this, and then they give you a check. That's it. Like, I didn't know nothing about business side. I was like, okay, let me see what he's talking about. Like, literally, since getting on your page, your YouTube channel, I have not looked at any other YouTube channel because your YouTube channel is literally the only one that teach you how to use how to do the business camera. Everything else is teach you how to use the camera, how to do this, like, but nothing about the business. And then it's like I learned so much from your YouTube channel, and because I'm like, okay, nobody goes in depth like this on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Most
Correct.
people, like, they'll tell you little snippet, and here's the class, and this and this and this. So I'm like, damn, this dude doing a lot of free stuff. I'm like, how he making money? And then in your Flash Academy pops up. I'm like, oh, okay. Then I went to your website. I was like, this website look professional. Like it was like you was so detailed. Like I never ever met anybody so. I'm like, this dude got a whole crew. And then when they found out it was just you, I'm like, damn. And then so I'm like, okay, maybe he just got lucky because you know what I'm saying. I'm like, cause a lot of times people teach people what they did and you don't get the same results, bro. Last year alone, like, because I think you had like templates, like contracts and everything. I had like literally the year before last year. I have never done no wedding photography or film. Like I had people hiring me to do the photos and videos by myself. I made it happen. And then like to do between 20 to 30 and like not that far apart, like whoa.
I agree
Like,
with you. A lot of people got them stories of, hey, I started working with such and such, and that person, I networked with. No. That's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't rock with that. That's not. You can't teach people that. You know what I'm saying? You can't teach people to necessarily be in the right place at the right time, one time. You know what I'm saying? And meet the one person. But I like to focus on. One day I was driving down the street. And I was looking at just all these businesses around me, and I was like, they need photo and video. Why aren't they hiring? Why can't I do business with them? And one thing we preach that's real big and we teach at FlashFilm Academy is the idea of getting a beta client, right? Getting a client that you picking a niche, being very specific, and then working with a beta client to help you understand the problems of the people in that niche, right? If I want to sell video to people who own ice cream parlors, I need to understand what's important to them before I go shoving what I want them to buy, down their throat. Because, and I said this recently, you could be trying to solve a $2 problem with a $20,000 invoice, and they're not gonna pay it because they don't need that problem solved. Whereas if you get to know them, you can understand what they go through and what problems they have. And I guarantee you 9 out of 10 ice cream shop owners have that same problem. If you can solve that problem, you can print money. One of the I do a lot of consultant calls, and I spoke to a previous student who said he lived in an area that has a lot of tourist attraction, and the restaurants he was trying to run in there and sell them video. We're gonna sell you video to fill up your restaurant and blah blah blah. He went to about 5 restaurants with this. Like, we're gonna create a video that bring people, and they would deny him. And I asked him, like, have you ever asked them what they wanted? He was like, no, I never thought about that. So he went and he asked a restaurant owner, like, what type of content will help your business? And he said, our store, our restaurant stay packed. I don't have enough staff. I don't have enough staff to get to the. So even if you brought me more people, it would do me more harm than good because they're leaving bad reviews. They're not getting their food on time. I don't have enough staff members to fully run my store. And he was like, I never thought about that. I'm only thinking one-sided. So the idea of a recruiting video and training videos is more valuable to that restaurant owner than bringing in new people. Yep. So he switched to training video. Boom, selling like crazy. Because he can approach other restaurant owners in that area who are all having this problem. I can't recruit anybody. Let's do a video to recruit, and let's do videos to train that new staff to get them on the floor, sooner than later. And if I have video, I don't have to stop what I'm doing to go train somebody. We can let them sit through those videos and they're ready to hit the floor a lot faster. And it doesn't take away my time. So he learned that the restaurants in this area value training and recruiting videos more than they value promotional videos. And that's something that photographers or videographers will never know unless they have a beta client to show them what's valuable to that client. When you discover a $20,000 problem, you can solve it for $10,000. You can't solve a $2 problem for $10,000. And by learning this, you're able to approach new clients within that niche with the ability to solve 1, 2, or 3 of their major problems. And that is how you become successful in this industry. And you bring in about 10 clients that you rock with that need consistent work, and you work with those 10 clients consistently, and you grow your business. You still take, what may slide in the side, or you may take new clients if you choose. But we got about 15 big clients that we work with here consistently, and that's all we do. Now I could scale up and do more, but Spectrum, they're not haggling on price. Spectrum is saying, what do it cost for us to do this? It's $22,500. Okay, we'll take 4. Say less, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going, they're not price shoppers. They're solution shoppers. They're people who want to get the solution, and they don't care what it costs. As long as it's, not $1 billion, they don't, $20,000 to Spectrum is nothing. They spend that on toilet paper a year. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. So, but the goal is, one, I'm working smarter and not harder by working with corporate clients, B2B, who make logical buying decisions and not emotional buying decisions. A wedding photographer, a bride may not hire you as a wedding photographer because she don't like you. That's it. Because you pulled up in a car that had a bumper sticker that she didn't like. Or you have on the same shoes as her ex-boyfriend who dumped her or left her last time. So she don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Simply because of that. Whereas business, if you can make it make sense, they'll pull the trigger on it. If they can trust you and then you can make it make sense, they'll pull the trigger on it. So how do we gain trust? We gain trust by looking like a business, and we make it make sense by offering solutions to their problems. And when you do that consistently, you close sales consistently. When you close sales consistently, you make money consistently, and you grow. As long as you reinvest that money into the right things. So go out and buy new camera gear. Bring in a professional website designer. Bring in somebody to write your copy. Get a company vehicle. Get company shirt. Get company letterheads, clipboards, things like that. So, the goal is to teach photographers and videographers the importance of business and, preparing them to come over to the B2B side.
That is true, because I'm definitely a witness to that, because it was like, it's this luxury dealership in Chicago. I went to them. I was like, hey, how you doing? My name is Manuel. I'm a photographer and I film, and I was wondering if I could use your place to take some photos or whatever. And they're like, nah, we good. We got our own photographer. And I was like, okay, cool. And then so you put out a video how to approach business, like find what like what you were saying, like find what you need, what they need. So I'm like, okay. So I went to their website, I went to their social media site. Then a week later, I came back to them, same guy, and I said, hey, how you doing? My name is Emmanuel. I noticed by looking at your YouTube, I mean your Instagram and your websites, you guys don't have this, but I offer this and I could do this. They're like, really? You got 5, 10 minutes to talk to? I'm like, yeah, I'm available to talk right now. Man, I came back, closed that. I like closed that deal, and then on the set, doing they just hired me to just to do the photography, and so I was the money was good. So we literally we on set. I guess the camera guy he was doing the film. I guess he got COVID or something like that. So they didn't want to cancel. They wanted to go. And so the other guy, he was like, you. It was I think he was Russian or German. He was like, you over there with the camera in your hand. I was like, yeah. You know I do videos. I was like, yeah. Um, what's your price? And I'm just joking. You know, I was like 40, 50,000. Okay, we'll send you an invoice. I like, what? Huh? And then so he like, do you have your camera, your video? I like, yeah. I was like, I was come prepared. Man, I ran to the car, got on the phone, called my boy, like, man, guess what happened?
Yeah, it
And
happens.
then so he was like, so he on the phone, he was like, bro, I'm happy for you. Call me when you done. Like, dude, why are you calling me? And I'm like, oh yeah. I'm just so excited.
You gotta share that win with somebody.
Yeah, I was like, I totally forgot. Like, I was supposed to go to my car and get my equipment. Yeah, it was like a lot of it is being available, how you approach and luck, but it's just like, dude, like I said, it's like you teach us everything, and then the crazy part is you to this day you still the only one on YouTube that does this.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you. A lot of YouTubers are just YouTube. Like they don't really live this lifestyle. They know how to talk about it. Because they've tasted or been around it. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't really do it every day. And I tell people, be careful who you get your advice from. There are people who like cameras, and there are people who make 100% of their income through the lens of a camera. That is who you should listen to. 100% of my income comes through the lenses of my camera, period. It's not a side hustle. I can't fail. I can't, mess up on a client stuff and say, oh, well, maybe next time. No, we got to get it right in camera all the time. So, you can tell who just do it on YouTube just based off of, their content and what they talk about and how they answer direct questions. An amateur is telling you to go out and find business. A pro is telling you to build your business, to specialize in something and go where people who have that problem look. That's why Yellow Pages was so expensive and so popular, because nobody went through the Yellow Page just to read. You had a problem. If you had to go open the Yellow Pages, you had a problem. And you needed somebody to fix that problem now. It ain't like advertisement other places. So, there are companies that have problems, and by having relationships with those companies, they'll even tell you where they look to, so you can know where to go. It's all about understanding who your target audience is. And a lot of YouTubers who don't do this for a living never get that deep, because all of their clients come from, who know him and somebody that may hire you to do this, or they're working with somebody. So they don't live the true lifestyle. And they can't speak from it. They can't speak from that lifestyle. They try to. They give bad advice, like, hey, just go build your portfolio. For who? Well, how can I tell you to build a portfolio where you don't understand who you're building it for? What may appeal to somebody who own a car dealership may not appeal to somebody who own a restaurant. Like, first, we need to determine, who am I going after? Now let's build the brand to go after that person. because it doesn't matter what you like. It matters what the paying client like. You can like your logo and like your colors and like your website all you want. Your mom and them can be like, yeah, it looks good. But if the people who write checks don't like it, it's worthless. So, and everybody's not the same. However, a lot of people who are in the same situation are very similar. A lot of restaurant owners go through the same problem. A lot of auto mechanic shops go through the same problem. So if I can build a track record on solving these problems for restaurant owners, I become more valuable for the next restaurant. And we're not talking quality and content. We're talking results, because that's all they care about.
And that is true. That's so true on that. I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah. This dude, he knows what he's talking about. and I love your punchline, like on your videos when you like, if you here to look to see how to do Photoshop, this ain't the channel. If you here to see how to do the zoom camera ISO, this ain't the channel. Go to them.
Yeah, I try to make it clear because I feel like, I feel like people, you got to make sure they understand what, the throat punch you about to get. You got to make sure they understand it, because a lot of people don't want the truth. They just want, what feels good. And I don't care how great you are at photography and videography. If you don't have the business side, it don't matter. Like you are just, the level at which you can make money doing this will always depend on luck, and it's not consistent. And your bills don't depend on luck. Your life isn't about luck. Your life is about what you can consistently provide. And we all get lucky every now and then, you know what I'm saying? But the goal is once you cash that big check and you pay all your bills and you're sitting here with the rest of the money, you're not thinking about the money. You're thinking about, well, what do I have to do to live like this all the time? Like, what do I need so I get more of these? And, after that first one or two lucky one, it goes downhill and people don't know. So my goal at FlashFilm Academy is to help you build a life where you are consistently cashing those checks. We had a guy came on last night who's a gold member. He just signed a 5-year, I want to say multi-million-dollar deal with the company. And I was like, dude, that's a basketball contract. Like, you just signed with the Lakers, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was all from what he learned, with the courses. And we have accountability meetings every Wednesday. So the gold members can come on and we can have those conversations about, what are some of the, let's talk about the sales you close. So those who aren't there yet understand what's coming. And let's also talk about our losses, which we call lessons. Like, what did we learn from it? I learned to put a cap on revisions because I got a client that's X, Y, and Z. I learned to explain my upsells better because, we had a client that didn't know what a teleprompter was. They needed it, but didn't know what it was. They just seen teleprompter. They didn't choose it until I went back and explained it. So now that leads me to believe I may have missed hundreds of sales because people didn't understand the terminology on my proposal. I understand I need to do a better job at explaining that. And if you have these on your proposal, you could be missing out too. So it's just a place where we all get to learn from each other and share what we've gone through that week in the industry to help us stay up to date and to help us grow and learn from other people's lessons. You don't have to have lost a client to know what it's like or know what it took for somebody to lose a client. They can come on and share what they learned in this valuable lesson where they lost, a $50,000 client to somebody that, sold them for more money. So it wasn't a money issue. It was something I did. And we kind of instruct you with the information you need to get that information so that you can make changes. So, that's what it's about. It's just about growing with a community and us coming together to help, iron sharpens iron. So and that's what it's about.
So, okay, so let's say you got somebody who just started becoming a photographer and a filmmaker, and they've been doing it for a couple months, no results. Do you have it that you have something for beginners?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we have 3 stages or modules to help you go through everything from what should I name the company, you know, to what color scheme should I go with? Should I get uniforms? Should I get a location? Should I get a van? Where should I get my uniforms from? Um, who is my website for? Things like that. And it comes down to helping you understand who are you for, right? I give you another example that's mind blowing, and I've used this example a few times. I was working with dentists. That was my niche for a moment, right? I understood that most dentists are over 55, and I was getting traffic on my site, but I wasn't getting conversions until one day a dentist told me that your font is too little. I can't read your font. I never thought of that. I can see perfectly fine, but I'm not 55. I never thought of that. So guess what? I increased my font size, made my words bigger so people can read it without killing themselves, and conversions doubled. Conversions tripled. So little stuff like that are things that, as a photographer or videographer who want to go in business, you need to learn that there are things you need to discover from your target audience that will help you be successful. If you do everything based off what you like, you will not be successful because you are not a dentist. You have not lived what they live. You think you know, but you have no idea. And it's important to develop relationships with your target audience and develop everything for that target audience. So we kind of teach you how to do that, what questions to ask, where should you look for these type of people, and what you should offer them. You have bargaining chips, you just don't know it, and help you understand what's valuable to your client. Because what's valuable to you may not be valuable to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Detroit, where we do this type of dance, and Chicago do that type of dance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you value your dance more than I value your. You know what I'm saying? So if I came to teach you how to do a Detroit dance, you may not be interested, or it may be a $2 problem. But if I came to teach you a Chicago dance, it may be a $20 problem. Now I know I'd rather get $20 than $2, so I must fix this $20 problem. So I mean, it's things like that as a business owner you need to be mindful of, and the sooner you learn it, the better, because you can incorporate that in every aspect of your business. My goal is to simplify those theories and ideas so we can start to learn it and implement it into our company.
Okay, so what about this? I'm pretty sure you met these types of people. They don't take no accountability. They make excuse. They look like, well, the reason why I'm not making money in my business because I'm brand new. Nobody knows me, and it's a whole bunch of people doing the same thing, and they got a huge following. They got what do you say about those people?
One is
how to keep going.
We make them take accountability. Our meeting every Wednesday is literally called the accountability meeting. And we look at what they're doing wrong and what they're doing right, and give them direction on the right way to go. I think a lot of people, one of the biggest areas that people fail is in the area of the discipline that's required from you. I can give you the game, I can't do it for you. I'm not gonna do it for you. Why would I do it for you? You know what I'm saying? I can give you the game, but I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? Because I might as well do it for myself again. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving you, I am helping you through a path that cost me personally hundreds of thousands of dollars, between the books that I read, the time, bringing in all the consultants. I brought in a lot of consultants to help me fix landing pages and understand business. And I brought in a lot, and I'm simplifying all of that and saying, hey, don't do this, do that. What a lot of people don't understand when it comes to success, a lot of people think that you're just gonna do it one time and it's gonna work. No, you're gonna spend a lot of money to see if something works. You're gonna redo stuff 6 times. Like one of my cars, I got a car that I got in the show car, right? I didn't put 4 pair of rims on it. Wasn't nothing wrong with the previous set. I liked them, I got them, and determined that I didn't like them after I got them after a while. So I had to change it up until I got to the one where I am very happy with. So you're gonna spend money to do things to determine whether or not they're a fit for you. Our goal at FlashFilm Academy is to help make sure you understand what the results should be. You understand what the paths should be. You understand where you should be going and what you should be getting from these purchases, so that you don't have to purchase it 10 times, but just 2 or 3. So we want to help you in that path and in that journey to be successful. But what we need from you is accountability and discipline.
I like how you was like, if you want to be successful in this, you can't play your Madden.
Yeah, you gotta give up some of that stuff. I had to make them sacrifices.
And then, like, the thing that I like about you is, man, you keep it real, like, 100. Like,
Yeah.
you had this one video, I was rolling, tears coming to my eyes. I like, he ain't lying. And you didn't even care. You was like, okay, if you've been doing this, you got a whole bunch of cameras, you got a whole bunch of lens, and it's collecting dust. Sell it to Craigslist.
Right, because you ain't gonna make it. You backwards. You ain't gonna make it. A lot of people equate success to gear. They think if I get the gear, the success will come. Like somebody's gonna
Because
rock.
of these YouTubers,
Yeah.
every month, new camera, new lens.
And they don't realize that these YouTubers are being paid by these camera companies to sell you stuff. Because think about it. I break this down in the most simplest form. I own a business. We film for companies. Why in the world would I want 6 different cameras on that shoot? Anybody who sat down and edited footage from different cameras know how hard it is to match footage. Even if you got 2 different Sonys, sometimes it's hard. So you think I want to show up with a Panasonic, a Red, a Sony, and a Blackmagic? That's 4 different type of batteries, 4 different type of memory cards, 4 different type of color schemes, 4 different type of menus. That doesn't make sense to a business. I want uniformity. I don't want different cameras. The only time I want different cameras is when I want to go on YouTube and compare the cameras. That's the only purpose of me owning multiple cameras. Multiple cameras from different manufacturers. Now I got 3 Sony a7S3s that we use for business. I got 2 Reds. If I'm gonna buy them in collections like that, because when we go out on the shoot, we're all shooting the same cameras on the same settings, at the same light temperature, everything. So that when I drop them in my editing suite, I don't gotta color grade this or color correct or match colors. You're not gonna say color grade or correct. I don't have to match, because matching colors is the hardest part. I wanna drag and drop and make my life easier so I can kick out this video for this client. I don't wanna have to go through all of this for this client. So YouTubers who talk like that, I instantly know you're not doing this for real. When they like, guess what's in let's talk about what's in my camera backpack. Camera backpack, bro. I got a whole.
You just did a video last month.
Yeah, I got a whole van. You can't even fit light stands in a camera backpack. How are you still doing jobs where all you need is a backpack? Like, you can't be doing a $20,000 job and all you need is a backpack. You'll get laughed at if you show up on set. You can't even provide the quality you need with just a backpack. I got C-stands and sandbags and diffusers, and we got a whole section of tape that we use so we can tape the ground so talent know where to stand. Like, it's just so much more to it. We got 300 feet of extension cable in the van just in case we got to run to a plug that's not close. Like, it's so much that's away from the glitz and glamour that it takes to be successful in this industry. And when I have people on YouTube that don't even talk about it, I instantly know you're not doing this for real. And I have to enlighten my viewers so that they know how to spot the fake. I ain't trying to diss nobody. I'm not trying, but because I'm not really here to put nobody down. However, I'm here to
just
help.
Keeping it real.
I'm just keeping it real. I'm trying to help because the people that they follow, that they think is giving them the game, are the people that I follow. And they wasted my time, making me think I need to go from the GoPro 6 to the GoPro 7 and then the GoPro 8 and the GoPro every year. Making me think that if I don't have the latest and greatest, clients won't want to work with me. And it's BS. It's not true. Your client don't care about your camera. Only movie sets, if they're filming a movie, they care about it. They care about results. And it's hard to sell somebody 4K when they thinking, well, my iPhone shoots 4K. Why am I paying you $20,000? My iPhone. And your iPhone produces, your iPhone's smarter than most cameras. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, you have to, when you get out here, you gonna get, it's a rude awakening for those who want to do it, and all they do is listen to YouTubers who tell them that they need to go buy the latest Sony.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I do got a lot of cameras, and the only reason why, because I just love collecting.
I got a lot of old cameras too.
Like I don't know. It's just it's like my goals is to have a shelf, and I mean, yes, each camera does different stuff. I use it for different stuff, but it just, I don't know. I just love collecting them, and it's like, man, and then I just look at it. Like my first camera that I ever brought was a Panasonic GH4. And I look at all the pictures and videos I did with it, and it just, and I still have people like, man, are you gonna sell those? Hell no.
And that I can understand. But I'm saying, as you go into business, like as you have a set of gear that's used for a shoot, it helps if you have all the same camera gear. Because think about it, like, I'm to the point where I have all the gear. So when I have my team working, I don't want to have to explain where in the menu this is or that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all have the same camera. We all, if I need a battery, I know the only battery he got is the battery for Sony. If I need a lens, the only lens we got. I don't want to have to remember to bring my Panasonic batteries and my Nikon glass, and I gotta pack 2 of these for the Sony. Now I'm carrying too much. Nah, let's charge 10 batteries. Let's take 3 cameras. I know I have the right batteries for the right cameras and the right lenses. Let's go shoot. We all on picture profile, whatever, shooting at, this light temperature, and all our footage match perfect. No problem. And it just makes life easier.
Okay. So do you only do corporate?
Yeah.
Or do you do like film sets and everything?
So my passion is filmmaking. Like everybody else, I like to shoot movies. But guess what? I shot 3 or 4 shorts, and I probably spent $10,000 per movie. It costs money, and you can't. It's difficult to make money with a movie without money. You know what I'm saying? People say, "Oh, movies make money." Yeah, but we're talking about a $200 million investment in a movie that big. Like, if you don't have that, that's not a good idea. You can't just, people think like you can go viral. Nah, viral is usually paid for. 99% of the stuff you think is viral has been paid to be there. Very few things really go viral because social media, I mean, even if you got 1 million followers on social media, if you can reach 1 million people every time you post, you can make your own, you can charge your own money for advertising. But you can't. Even if you got 1 million followers, you can't reach 1 million people with every post. The companies won't allow you to, because that's how they make money on marketing. Why would they allow, you got 1 million subscribers, cool, but why would they allow you to reach all 1 million of your subscribers? What are they gonna say? Because now Sony can come directly to me, in which they do a lot of cases do both, and say, hey, you released this video about our camera because we know it's gonna reach 1 million people. No, YouTube charged them they charge them ad revenue or for ads to reach 1 million people on top of the video to my subscribers. You know what I'm saying? So they will never give you that power. You'll never have it. And that's just a part of their business model.
That is true, yeah. Like, cause I love doing films. I took a break. I'm back. That was another reason why I came down. I moved down here to Dallas, and it's just like I'm ready. It's like I master every equipment that I own, and yeah, we gonna be on set. I'm telling you, we gonna be on set now. we gonna make some deals. Like, let's say if somebody's interested in being on your team, how would they go about doing it?
So my team, I have a team that we do a lot of corporate stuff with.
And currently we're not hiring right now because I just, I got my guys and they just, man, like, when you work with people for a long time, you don't got to say much. You could just say, hey, this, that, and this, and they own it. And then I usually scale based off the size of the job. Right now, we're actually doing more FlashFilm Academy, and we're kind of outsourcing a little bit. But in the future, we definitely plan on, bringing more people on. Like right now, we're looking for things like writers, just to help take some of the courses. And, I like
I know some writers now.
podcast platforms and stuff, so I can talk about it forever. But sometimes we need somebody to get the information and say, all right, let me write this into just, 10 throat punch combo and put it together where I ain't gonna say rambling, but I can talk about it because I live it. So I can go on and on. But let's make this as direct and efficient as possible. So writers will help with that. Like we hired our first writer probably about a month or 2 months ago. And we've been creating content, that's gonna go on the platform. And in the future, we're gonna definitely hire more writers.
Nice.
Now for the movie side, again, the good thing about being B2B is you make the money that you can now invest into your movie, and you can film whatever you want.
Doing it.
That's what I do. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Now I can shoot all the movies I want. I don't care what they do. I enjoy shooting them. I want them to be seen, but I enjoy the process of making a movie. And the good thing about being in this situation, and I tell people who listening, right now is the best time ever to be a filmmaker because the gear is cheap, it's accessible, and you have a streaming war going on where the bar for entry is so much lower. You know what I'm saying? If you shot a movie in the 80s, you got to pay 5 movie theaters to get you got to get or get distribution through Warner Brothers or whatever. I don't have to do that now. I can shoot a movie today and have it on Amazon Prime and Tubi tomorrow and YouTube. So Netflix. And I get worldwide distribution with no middleman, but I'm responsible for marketing. Okay, cool. So, it's a great time to be alive. Right. Yeah. If you got the money to invest, definitely.
Because I always tell people this: like, if you can't invest in your business, don't expect people to help you or invest their time in your business because it's not fair for them. Because a lot of people they'll come and ask like, "So I want you to be on my team." Like, okay, and you get them your rate, and they're like, "No, you too." Like, come on, it's just it's about time and money. Like. How much do you feel like you worth?
I'll take you one even further, right? Often I get people who want, just like you said, they want others to buy their services. And they don't know what it's like to make a major investment on their business. So how can I sit across from a business owner that's worth millions and convince him he need to spend $10,000 for me to do what he need me to do? And I've never spent that amount of money or spent a significant amount for somebody to help me with my business. You're not experienced. You don't have enough experience to have that conversation. And that lack of experience is lack of confidence, and it shows. Because sharks know when they're dealing with other sharks. Winners know when they're dealing with other winners. You know what I'm saying? They also know when they're dealing with losers. And if you've never experienced that, what you're asking him to do, he can tell.
Within 5 minutes.
Absolutely. And you'll lose the sale on that. So, you need that experience. Or you need to at least understand that your lack of experience there makes you less valuable. So what can we do to strengthen that?
Go to your site. Sign up.
Facts. That's what you can do. Absolutely. FlashFilmAcademy.com.
Exactly. I was gonna tell you. I was like, say it again. So people who like,
it's FlashFilmAcademy.com. Go check it out.
The prices is dope. It's just like you learn so much. Like he said he got 3 courses. He got beginners, medium, and advanced. Yep. So he's he's making it so accessible now. He got an app too. Like, man.
I'm gonna tell you what always happens. People come in and they're like, I got a business, I've been running. Let me start with the middle course. And they start taking the middle course. And in the middle course, we're talking about stuff that we talked about in the first course. And they're like, damn, I don't got none of this stuff. Let me go back to the beginning. And they always go back to the beginning. And I tell people all the time, you're gonna hate me before you love me, because you're gonna realize there were a lot of simple things that were done wrong. And you're gonna have to redo them. And it's okay. And I'm not forcing you to redo them. It's just once you learn why these steps need to be taken, you're gonna be sitting there like, dang, I should have did all of that. So now I gotta redo it. So now I don't like you, Ty, because I gotta redo all of this. I gotta pay all this money to go redo my LLC and all of that. But I love you because, you know, without learning this, I was setting myself up for failure. So everybody, the going joke when you go into the accountability meetings on Wednesday is, you're gonna hate me before you love me, but I promise you'll come back. And people are like, I'm going through that stage of hating you, man. I'm going through that stage of hating you. And then they come back the next week like, man, I'm going through the stage where I love you because that information made so much sense. And I was all the way wrong. So, you know, it's a trip.
And also, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Absolutely.
You know, like everybody runs, it's not a race, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You know, everybody moves different. A lot of people, they get discouraged because they see somebody else and they're like, man, this person is more advanced than me. This person doing it. Like, why? Like, stop worrying about that person. Worry about you. Like, be your own competition. Learn how to better yourself. How to incorporate your brand. Because at the end of the day, I always tell people this: Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola or Pepsi. I think it was Coca-Cola. They first sale within that first year was 15 bottles. 11 of them was from their family members. So, and look at them now. You know, so just keep going and evolving and learn how to just get better every year. Don't just settle and just be the same. You know,
absolutely. Because you're gonna have times where you're taking little. It's all about a bunch of little steps. Mm-hmm. You're gonna look back and see that you are in the clouds because you're so far up. But it's little steps. Those steps will get bigger and further apart as you grow. But just focus on the little stuff. Focus on the font on your web, and that's what we try to make you think about. Something as little as the font on your website has cost you $20, $30, $50, $100,000 this year. Something as little as your font size. That's mind blowing. Now let's add that in with the other 200 layers of other things we teach you within the first 30 days. And, you know, success looks a lot more obtainable. So it's just about teaching you how to think and not what to think. And that's what we're big on at FlashFilm Academy. I'm not here to teach you what to think. I'm not here to give you a copy and paste solution. I'm here to help you take a step back and look at things in a way that will help your business grow.
And I think one of the most important thing that I want to say to you that I love about what you're doing is it's not for everybody. It's for, like, if you really want to do this is the step.
Right.
You know, like, if you're not being successful, you really don't want to do this. So stop doing it. Stop paying your money, you know, for my classes, or because you really don't want to do it. This is not for a hobby. This is for somebody who want to do this for the rest of their life.
Absolutely. Everybody can't be the boss.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people just got to get hired. You know what I'm saying? And that's, hey, ain't no knock on it. Everybody can't be the quarterback. Somebody got to run the ball. Somebody got to catch a pass. Somebody got to block. And you're not any less of the quarterback. Just be good at the position you're in. You know what I'm saying? Like, be a great running back. Running backs make money too. You know what I'm saying? Like, linemen make money too. Well, not now. They ain't making as much. But I mean, if I got to choose between being a running back and working for UPS, I'm running the ball. Let me be a running back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll take that. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, you don't have to. Everybody's not built for business, and people want the money, but that don't mean they're willing to do what they have to do to get it.
And the fame.
I try to get away from them people because they will sabotage everything of yours to have what you work for. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to be an engineer. They don't want to get their hands dirty.
They don't want no leg work.
Right. They just want
I
the
want
result.
the spotlight.
Right. They want the spotlight and the result. They don't want to put in the work. I teach you to love the work. The money will come. The money you'll have more money than you know what to do with. And I even teach you that's a problem that you're gonna have. What do you do when you start making money? Life is gonna change. That's why the very first chapter talks about life. Who's around you? Who's in your support system? What to expect when things change? What to expect when you decide to put your head down and go for it? Let's take an inventory of who's in our life and what they offer. Because if you are trying to be successful with the wrong people around you, it could put you in danger. Like, you need to think about that. I personally went through a divorce dealing with it. I personally know what it's like, with kids and a family to support, and having a partner who didn't believe in what I was doing. Even while it was making money, they still didn't believe in what I was doing.
Wow.
So these are real, especially as these are real conversations that we need to have as men or women in this industry. Your support system is everything. And you need to understand your support system may not understand what you're doing, and they may not even support you until money starts coming in. Then they're gonna be your biggest fan. And you need to realize that may not be out of an evil place. That may be out of ignorance that they don't support you until money come in. It ain't that they're evil and bad. They just may not know any better. So you have to determine whether or not that relationship is worth keeping. My family don't really know what I do to this day. They don't really know what I do. They just know, they think I just shoot video and movies. They don't fully understand what FlashFilm Academy is. They don't fully understand what FlashFilm Media is. They just know I do something. Like if you had to put a gun to my family member head and be like, tell us what Ty do. He make movies. They don't really know. And they want to give advice and be helpful, but you realize they don't really know what you do. Even if you explain it to them and show them, they just don't get it. And that's cool.
Most of them think it's a pyramid scheme.
Right. That's cool. I can't knock them for that. Because they're doing everything they can do to show me love and to help my company, to help me. They're showing love the best, in their love language, the best way they can. And I have to be smart enough to know that they may not mean harm by it. This is just all they got, and they want to be of service to you. They just don't know how. So even though the advice that they're giving you is worthless, hey, old cousin, I appreciate you, because you want to help me. You just don't know how to help me. I'm not going to tell them that, but that's what I'm thinking. I get people say, oh, you make a little extra money. Go invest in stocks. They think they're doing something. But what stock? What should I invest in? How should I invest in it? Am I looking for a long-term short? Like, they can't really tell you nothing beyond that because they don't know. They've never been there. They've never been where you are, but they want to help you because they love you. And you can't sit back and say, man, this dude gave me bad advice 4 times. He is of no value to me. I don't like my cuz because he don't care about me. The truth is, you need to understand that he don't know anything about what you're doing. And he's trying his best to be of service to you. So even to you, the information may be level 1, cuz I love you like you gave me level 10 information, because I know what your intentions were. So in the beginning, we talk about life and living as an entrepreneur in a family coming from nothing to something. It's important that before we talk business, we have to talk life. Your partner dreams aren't your dreams. They're not gonna see what you see. They're not gonna be as gung-ho and as happy about it until it makes money. Then they gonna believe in you. And it's not a bad thing, it's a life thing. Especially as a man.
Yeah, that's how my mom was. Before I did my first movie, I was like, go to law school, be a lawyer. Like when you was a little kid, you always wanted to be a lawyer. So I follow her advice, and And it was like, and then so when she went to my movie premiere and she saw the results, she was like, "Oh, you better not quit. This is something you need to do for the rest of your life." Like she became my number one biggest fan.
Absolutely.
And when I have days that I'm like, "Mom, I don't think I could do it," she like, "Nope, nope, nope. You work too hard to get to where you at right now. Keep going, keep going." And just to hear her saying that, it's like, "Oh yeah, she believes in me."
It feel good. It feel good when they see your vision.
Yeah, yeah. And then to have like my son to get like, grandma, look daddy on TV. Yeah, that's a feeling that like it's never gonna get old.
My son loves YouTube. He got a YouTube channel. He look up to my YouTube channel. He be leaving comments. Hey dad, in the comments. So he be, on his tablet watching me. And I, it helps. It helps push me along. Plus, like, I lost a parent back in 2018 to cancer. And one thing, when you lose a parent, when you lose a parent, you feel like you don't have enough pictures of them. You don't have enough of them, right? Because you don't have them. You don't. So luckily, I recorded my dad a lot. You know what I'm saying? When I was with him, even though he was back in Detroit last year, and I had those videos. Those videos helped me more than anything during his passing. And I know I have a lot of friends and family who don't want to take pictures or don't want to record video, and I have to remind them it's not for you. Take a picture. It's not for you. It's for those who, when you're gone, that's all they have. So I think about that as I create content, and it motivates me to put out more content, because one day when I'm not here and my son or daughter wants more of me, I want to make sure that they have so much content to go through that it'll take them years to go through it. And they'll have an extra 2 years of me in their life. So, and that's coming from experience. I wish I had more stuff. I recently got an app that creates AI pictures and uploaded, 10 photos of my father so that I can get another 80 AI pictures, which is mind-blowing and a great idea, but it gave me more content. Even though it's not real, it's something.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Okay. How would you what advice would you give a person like their job is too demanding but they also want to follow their dream? How can they balance the both?
I guarantee you, if you look in your life, there are some entertainment or some luxuries that you have that you can give up. It's going to take sacrifice. If you have one job and that job is your bread and butter, you may have to live off less sleep. You may have to live off 6 hours instead of 8 hours, so you can put 2 into building your dream. It's going to take, if you're not willing to sacrifice anything for it, it's not going to work perfectly with the way your life is set up. We are consuming creatures. We've been bred from day one to be a consumer. And we think it's normal to watch this amount of TV or to be up to date. Like, you can clown somebody because they ain't up to date on the show, because they didn't sit down and waste, 12 hours of their life over the weekend binge watching something you did. We clown people for that. We don't clown people for finishing a book too fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't clown people for taking a course and, binge watching that course 3 times to make sure you got it. So I think that, in our life, we have to look at, we got to take a step back. And one of the biggest things I try to push is, are you entertaining yourself more than you're educating yourself? And if you are, that is a direct result as to why your life is what it is. Because you rather watch Netflix than, you rather watch Netflix than watch a course, or you rather spend money on Netflix than spend money on a course. You rather buy, $60 for Madden, which the only thing that changed is the freaking roster, than to spend $60 on a course that can teach you how to take a different type of photography or business. There are so many choices we make daily that is a result of where we are that we don't pay attention to.
because their why is not big enough, or their passion or their drive is not big enough. That's probably why.
Some people just don't know that. They weren't raised. You know, rich people who families stay rich, they don't stay rich because they got a bunch of money. They don't stay rich because they were born into millions. They stay rich because they live a life of learning how to be rich.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They live a life of understanding what needs to happen for me to maintain this lifestyle. It's difficult going from poor to rich because you have to learn, you have to let go of everything you know and remain trainable so that you can learn how to live that lifestyle. Rich people are brought up understanding what true value is, and not brought up, you know, thinking that a shirt is more valuable because the logo is bigger or because it's Gucci and not Nike. They don't grow up thinking that. Only poor people grow up thinking that. So you have to learn and have the balls to go against everybody around you to be different, to learn how to do something different, right? And if that means not wearing Jordans no more and you wearing Walmart, you know, Skippy 2000s to chase your dream,
Or
do it.
Skechers.
Or Skechers. Well, Skechers done got high now. You know what I'm saying? But if you gotta wear something less than what the people around you are wearing to be cool, to chase your dreams, you need to have that discipline. A lot of people don't, and that is why they're not successful.
That's deep. That's real deep.
When you want to be, for me, I was that broke. Like my back was to the wall to the point where I had to look deeper in my everyday decision to learn, why am I not successful? I tell people all the time, you know, me and a good friend of mine had a conversation of just what it's like to cry as a grown man. Because I had, in my portfolio, I had pictures of presidents, I did NFL work, I had big companies, and I still wasn't able to consistently land clients. I don't understand why. I got all the gear. What am I doing wrong? And I had to take a step back or bring in a consultant to say, look at my life and tell me what I'm doing wrong. Because I don't see it. I wasn't born to see it. I wasn't brought up in the area that teaches what I need to see. So, you know, I think that people have to be coachable. You have to want to learn every aspect of what it takes to be a different person. That's why they say the next version of you is going to be a different level. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, the next version of you is going to be a completely different person. That next level is, you're going to shed some skin, and things you would have died for, you don't care about. You know what I'm saying? The next day or the next level. So I think it's so important that we got to remain coachable. You got to learn these things. Like, you got to learn what you're doing wrong before you can start doing what's right. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to build it on a bad foundation. You got to learn what you're doing wrong and what, you know, where you are making bad decisions. Because that's why you can give a person $1 million. If they got a broke mentality, they'll blow through it. They'll be poor in another 2 weeks.
Wow.
So
Definitely live.
yeah, it's just, you know, we have to be open to learn, and we have to be disciplined enough to implement what we learn.
Facts.
And that's just what
He's
growth
preaching,
is.
y'all. He's preaching.
That's just what growth is.
So I'm closing up. So, hi. Where can everybody find you?
You can find
all
me
your social media
in multiple places. FlashFilm Academy, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, which is now X. You can go to FlashFilmAcademy.com. You can go to your app store and download the FlashFilm Academy app. We're everywhere.
There you guys. Hey, he takes y'all. So if y'all want to do this, it's there. I'm over here downloading the app right now.
and also, if obviously if they're listening, they're podcast people. We have a podcast called Content and Cash, where we talk about these same items. We drop an episode a week.
Oh, you're not on Anchors anymore?
Yeah, I'm still on it.
Okay.
Yeah, but we also, you know, I distribute it to even more places than Anchor, so we everywhere. We on Anchor, we on Apple, we on Google Podcasts, we everywhere.
Yep. That's how I got into it. I was like, because before I was doing SoundCloud, and then when I got on, I'm like, when I got on you, Anchors, and you was like, where it goes, I'm like, okay, okay,
Yeah, Anchor is the way to go. I love it.
me too.
They're trying. Spotify is trying to be the YouTube of podcasts. I respect it.
Well, you guys, Ty, thank you for your time. Uh, yeah, you guys. What we talked about, this ain't nothing compared to when you go on his site. He man, it's Ty has always just been fun. I enjoy doing this podcast with you. Yeah, it looks like we might do a part two, part three
Hey,
later.
I'm always down, man.
Yeah, so next year I'm celebrating my 5th year anniversary. So yeah, like I'm happy. Like I'm blessed that it's people like you out here in this world. And yeah, just keep going, man. Like for real, like just keep going, cause man, you going places, and you just get. It's like every time I look up, you getting bigger and bigger and better and better, and then you don't mind sharing the knowledge and resources. You know, like most people, they just keep it to themselves. Like no, this is, and just like, hey, you pay to learn, so and you like, hey, I teach you. So
Yeah.
thank you again. But yeah, we gonna be working together. I guarantee
Oh,
you
definitely.
that, man.
Yeah, you in Dallas? We gonna. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't think you was in Dallas. You in Dallas? Yeah.
Yeah, I just moved in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so we gonna be doing big things now, man.
Definitely.
All right, man. Appreciate the love. Everybody, one love, two fingers. I'm out.